as 7 federating units of ENSF submits a 5-point memorandum to Chief Minister Narendra Modi, urging him to immediately and proactively look into the matter. After 12 long days of agitation, All Nagaland Adult Teachers Group 2015 calls off its protests following a meeting with state government representatives. A high-powered committee to be formed in 15 days to study the case and present suggestions by June 2023. Following end of Anadji protests, Advisor for School Education and SCERT KT Sakalu expresses happiness for agitators understanding the complex situation. Sakalu says high-power committee will examine all possible ways to resolve the demands of Anadji. NPCC Chief K. Theory appeals to out UDA government for power, calling it the roadblock in the way for Naga political solution. Theory says party to contest in at least 45 seats, not allowing BJP and DDP a cakewalk in 2023 polls. Union Home Minister Amit Shah affirms a centre would remove controversial Armed Forces Special Powers Act from notice only after installing peace in the region. Shah, addressing public in Guwahati, says North is ushering towards peace and development during Modi regime. Hello viewers, welcome to English Prime Time. We will now proceed and look into the news in detail. The 7 federating units of the Eastern Naga Students Federation submitted a 5-point memorandum on Friday to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to look into the demand for a separate frontier Nagaland state. The memorandum was submitted through the Deputy Commissioners by Chang Wedongshi Setsang, Koneak Students Union, Kemingan Students Union, POM Students Conference, Tikir Students Union, United Sanctum Students Conference, and Yungkyun Arkro Arako. ENSF informed that the 6 districts of Tuengsang, Mon, Longland, Kifri, Noklak and Shamator have been neglected by successive governments in the state of Nagaland for the past 59 years. ENSF also remarked that the people of Eastern Nagaland has faced ineffable discrimination in the hands of the biased and prejudiced leaders. Notably, ENSF asked Government of India to proactively look into the cherished dream of people of Nagaland over the demand for frontier Nagaland. After 12 long days of agitation, All Nagaland Adult Teachers Group 2015 called off its protest on Friday. The decision came after a meeting with state government representatives earlier in the day. The meeting, held for more than 6 hours, was headed by the Principal Secretary to the CM and was attended by Commissioner and Secretary of School Education and SCERT, along with President of Anadji and ANSTA and Chairman Advisory Committee. Anadji has agreed to immediately call off their agitation and hunger strike after the parties came to a resolution to a 5-pointers. The points include setting up of a high-powered committee in 15 days and study the case, and the HPC will then present its suggestion by June 2023, after which it will begin working to remedy the Anadji 2015 batches service regulatory issue by December 2023. Further, the adult teacher service extensions will likewise continue until the issue is resolved. Also, grant of 7th ROP will be based on the recommendation of the 4th and 5th point includes Anadji 2015 batch and ANSTA members will be given opportunity to present their case before the HPC, and the committee will have a review meeting every 2 months. Notably, Spokesperson of Anaji, Bendangtum Ozukam, stated that as the meeting was successful, they called off their protest with the general consensus of the members.
Today was the 12th and the final day of the agitation and the hunger strike called by the Anaji 2015 batch in demand for our service regularization. And we have been sitting for the meeting since 12:40, and we just finished with a meeting past 7 tonight. And yes, of all the discussions that we have had throughout this course of 12 days, today was the most successful, or I would rather say the meeting was successful, and that's the reason why we have a call of the agitation some 5-10 minutes back with the general consensus of the general member, that is of course. And in that meeting, we have agreed upon 5 points, and those 5 points are more to do with the regularization process. So today somehow we have been able to pull down the one month's time to 15 days time frame for the formation of the HPC. Then the findings has to be submitted by June 2023, and then our issue will be resolved. Our matter will be resolved by Anaji of the Anaji batch within 2023 of December 2023. So with those kind of assurance, we had to call off the agitation. And the good thing about the HPC is also that we will be having a review meeting every 2 months. So yes, it was a very successful meeting today. Today was the 12th and the final day of the agitation and the hunger strike called by the Anaji 2015 batch in demand for our service regularization. And we have been sitting for the meeting since 12:40, and we just finished with a meeting past 7 tonight. And yes, of all the discussions that we have had throughout this course of 12 days, today was the most successful, or I would rather say the meeting was successful, and that's the reason why we have a call of the agitation.
Over the agitating by All Nagaland Adult Teachers Group 2015 being called off after negotiations between the group and state government, Advisor for School Education and SCRT KT Sakalu expressed happiness over the decision. Talking to media persons on the sidelines of 25th anniversary of the Nagaland Government Higher Secondary School Employees Association in Chumukidiba, Sakalu said he is happy that Anaji has come to an understanding over the service regularization demand. He further said that since the matter is in court, so the decision cannot be taken unless court vacates the case. He briefed media that some time has been sought by the government to examine the ways to address the issue. He pointed out that if the government draws contempt of court by regularizing the services of 1,166 teachers, it will be an embarrassment to the state government. Sakalu went on to say that since the high-powered committee is formed and the Advocate General has also been made aware to examine all the legal aspects, he is hopeful that within the given time, the matter will be resolved. Meanwhile, he assured the protesting teachers will be allowed to continue their service.
It's a legal matter. Unless the court vacates this, we cannot. So we had asked them to give us some time so that we can examine in what way we can address this issue. We cannot attract the contempt of court. It'll be an embarrassment for the government if we decide to regularize the service. So I'm happy that the agitating teachers have come to understand the nature of the case. So I hope that within this given time we'll be able to address this issue. HPC has been constituted, and then we are in touch with our Advocate General. We'll examine all the legal aspects in what way we can address.
NPCC Chief K. Theory on Friday strongly criticized the Nagaland government for delaying the Naga political solution. Theory, while attending the Sri Helpline launch in Dimapur, said that the present Rio government is toying with aspirations of the Naga people. Taking a jibe at Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Terry said that when the Prime Minister himself said that the Naga issue is solved, then why there is a prolonged delay in final settlement? And PCC President said that if the Nagas want an early solution, then the UDA government must be ousted from power. Therefore, the party will not allow BJP and DPP alliance to have a cakewalk and will fight at least in 45 seats, if not in all 60 seats. Moreover, Congress is ready to help any other candidate to defeat NDPP-BJP alliance in other seats. Terry promised if Congress comes to power, the party will ensure free education, power and water supply, employment generation, and will focus on building of roads and sports infrastructure among the key works.
Among 25 years political solution negotiation there ase. It to be amakan roadblock, rosta bond kurigena rakato Nagaland state government hoshide. Settlement lobo kole Congress ke uthai dibe amakan settlement ani dibo. Kile mane solution to framework agreement or working committee agreed point ase. Itu bitor de settlement kurbo ase. To state government jodi settlement kurbo koi gene tar willpower. Abnakan ki fasala kore gene ase itu amakan settlement kurbo. Koile nobody can stop us. Prime Minister भी कोई नहीं ऐसा तो Naga political problem तो resolve हो जाए खत्म हो जाए तो इस शोरों में ऐसा तो he cannot go back किंतु Nagaland state is the roadblock. If we want solution, we have to remove this government. We Congress will fight. If not 60, we will at least fight 45. Into 1 June can be uncontested korban na dibo. Sob jagah we will feel. Into jodi ekta candidate tay BJP के defeat करवो पारे और NDPP alliance के defeat करवो पारे कोले अमांत के हुआ है करोगी ने मदद करोगी ने BJP और alliance तो खत्म करवो Congress ticket na loyal भी अमांत नहीं तो के मदद करवो किंतु Congress have to win to form the government इतो करना अमांत भी 40-45 तो minimum ticket issue करवो आमी के elect करोले आमा party elect कोले इतो रास्ता दिबो इतो power supply दिबो इतो
Several Naga apex bodies under the initiative of Forum of Naga Reconciliation on Saturday welcomed and extended their support towards the September joint accordance signed between the NSNIM and the Working Committee of the Naga National Political Groups in a meeting that took place in the Western Chakasang Baptist Church Council Complex in Dimapur's 7th mile. The bodies welcomed the move and said Naga people will assist both sides to find common ground and come to a mutual understanding. To build a cordial relationship for restoring peace, issuing a statement, the organization hoped that both signatories will willfully and honor the accordant in true letter and spirit. The bodies who took the decision to welcome the reconciliation process are Forum for Naga Reconciliation, Nagaland Joint Christian Forum, Naga Christian Forum Manipur, Don Bosco Society, Naga Mothers Association, Naga Hoho, Nagaland Tribes Council, Tenemi People's Organization, United Naga Council, Central Nagaland Tribes Council, Global Naga Forum, Nagaland Gaunbura Federation, Naga Students Federation, and All Naga Students Association Manipur. Nagaland Pradesh Mahila Congress on Friday launched a toll-free helpline number known as STREE, which means Support Team for Relief Emergency and Empowerment for Women. The helpline number 1800-203-0589 was launched at Dimapur Congress Bhavan. Notably, All India Mahila Congress launched the STREE toll-free helpline number across the country on August 20, 2022. It is to be mentioned that the helpline service consisting dedicated a team of lawyers and doctors voluntarily provides services to the needy woman. While talking to the media, Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee President K. Theri, former Chief Minister K.L. Chishi and Vice President G.K. Jimomi hit out at BJP and the PP government for not fulfilling the promises made earlier during the election and said BJP is trying to make differences between tribes and religions and wants to create a Hindu nation by depriving the rights of minorities. K.L. Chishi and Theri also said that BJP is an anti-Christian party and with the help of RSS, BJP is dominating and are going against the Constitution of India, not letting people to enjoy the democracy. They affirm that Congress will always stand to fight those people or parties coming up with the intention of harming the democracy.
Muslim minorities आरो कौन के डिप्राइव करो के ना से আমাকে মিলাই কিনে বিজেপি পুরো নাগাল্যান্ডে হাতাই দিব একদমই ওলাবলা না দিব এটো কারণে বিজেপি তো এন্টি খ্রিস্টান এন্টি কালচার এন্টি কাস্টম আমাগান way of life pura against us. They want us to convert into Hindutva. Hindutva chishi koi deshe. Hindutva mane Hindustan, India to Hindustan hobo lage, Hindu laga nation hobo lage, Hindu laga rashtriya, Hindu.
The Rising Youth Peg District expressed a disappointment over the insensitive and criminal misinterpretation of a particular Naga tribe of Peg District in Nagaland in a fictional Bengali novel Boj written by Debarati Mukhopadhyay. The president of Rising Youth, Kulupoi Vedio, claimed that the author can be booked under relevant sections of law for such a portrayal. Notably, the novel portrayed a tribe called Jeshumi in Peg District, which still practiced the tradition of cannibalism. Vadi also expressed anger over the author for stereotypical representations and practicing racism against the tribal community of the Northeast. The author dismisses all criticisms by justifying it as an imaginary story and claimed that there is no intention of hurting the sentiments of a community. Nagaland Government Higher Secondary School Employees Association celebrated 25th anniversary of the NGHSSEA on 8th of October 2022 at Naito Resort in Tumagitima. MLA and Advisor for School Education and SCERT KT Sukalu graced the occasion as the special guest and congratulated the association for marking 25 years of journey and being the teachers always guiding children to learn. Principal Director School Education Tawasilan K on the occasion shared how the department is working to boost educational system of Nagaland. He pointed out that by bringing more upgradation on vocational and practical teaching, the capacity of children can be uplifted. He urged the teachers to be more sincere and active in teaching, especially in government schools. He further informed that the government of Nagaland has introduced a strategic plan to revamp the educational system for enhancing learning skills for the specially abled students.
So that's going to determine how successful this project has been and whether it's brought about any tangible change. There's also a comprehensive Nagaland education management information system, which would be a super UDIs of sorts. which is in the works. An organization will come on board shortly for developing this, which will be a one-stop resource center for all of us to know anything about the school education ecosystem in the state. The third would be around an organization has come on board for governance and capacity building, because this is again a major area which needs intervention, because ensuring that our teachers continuously stay motivated, and once they're motivated, help build their capacity to deliver instructions in a superior manner. There's also the teacher attendance monitoring system, which uses fairly advanced technology. I don't want to get into the details now, which we believe would finally put an end to the menace of engaging proxy teachers. There's also another agency which has come on board to sort of redefine.
Kohima Molongkimong Senso Talamjan celebrated its golden jubilee on the theme Meratasan Punza, which means a stepping towards a new horizon, at JMC Liri in Kohima. It is to be mentioned that Minister of Higher Education and Tribal Affairs, Temjan Imna Along, graced the event as special guest. During the program, Along encouraged the youths to take part in every opportunity and to live in unity. Further, he also motivated the parents to impart good knowledge and education to the young generation for the betterment of future societies. Meanwhile, former President of Kohima, our Telunjan, Engineer Tali Sangler, was the guest speaker of the event, and while addressing the gathering, he emphasized on building a relationship with others with love, trust and mutual perspective. Further, Sangler congratulated all the members for the hard work for making the event a successful one.
There are some moments that come up. Generation gap. It's a huge generation. After 1972, nungi tanzakar, molongkimong sunso sangar, yangi Kohima Nltv nung iba da shiaru dakpaya nanukatan ng sangar. Asinjimay litat pagi, inyak tat pagi, tulungjum nung litat pagi, tanan niyayangi arwa amanda, kangarang pulang amanda.
The Kohima Ongpang Kong Telungjan on Saturday celebrated its Golden Jubilee at Moloki Paramedical in Kohima with Dr. S.C. Jamir as the chief guest and with several other dignitaries in attendance. During the program, the president of KOT, while addressing the gathering, said that the celebrations should be celebrated prayerfully, while he also blessed the gathering. Meanwhile, Chief Guest S.C. Jamir, while addressing the gathering, said he strongly emphasized on the path of truthness. Jamir opined that the Nagas have become worse as they have gone far away from God, while he metaphorically stated that the Nagas have now become unable to differentiate between the light and the dark, and said that if a candle is lit in a dark room, the light brightens the room and removes the darkness. Furthermore, he also said that it is a changing world and no one can stop the changes. So along with the changes, let the Nagas also change the ways of living.
아마도 시아로가 아마 야지야 점저도 만났어. 무슨만 아까 만났어. 사과감 무슨 저 전남도 남아 나이정화로 봐. 좀비야모 아무 바뀌지 마. 이봐 소다는 기지하다도
In an attempt to help the differently abled persons to discover their abilities and to train them with various vocational training, a training center for the differently abled persons was inaugurated in Care and Support Society office in Mokokchung on Saturday. Notably, there are currently 5 programs under CNSS, namely Mobile ICTC Family Counseling Center, Targeted Intervention, Childline 1098 and Children Home, while the training center for the differently abled persons will be the 6th program initiated by the NGO. It may be mentioned that the main objective of instituting the training center is to help the differently abled persons and help them earn a livelihood, thereby empowering them and making society an absolutely inclusive society for them. Meanwhile, during the inauguration program, 3 PWD beneficiaries were given sewing machine, which were donated by the special guest, Speaker of Nagaland Legislative Assembly Sheringan Longkamer and Bonita Gorong. A program on the World Day for Decent Work was organized by SSS Center on Friday in collaboration with National Domestic Workers Movement of Nagaland region in SSS Auditorium for Integrated Development. During the event, Director of ACID and Coordinator for National Domestic Workers Movement of Nagaland region, Senior Pramila, in her speech asked the gathering to know its importance of decent work and further stated that every work has its own dignity and respect, be it office work or work done at home. The speaker of the event was Dr. Advocate Limanochet, and during his speech he stated that this year's World Day for Decent Work is dedicated to the millions of workers around the world seeking wage justice to ensure financial security for households and a sustainable economy. Notably, around 106 members were present during the program.
We all to commemorate the World Day for Decent Work, which falls on 7th October every year. Just to give a little explanation on decent work, many a time we think that only organized work is
Zisila Rudi Tongru becomes the first ever to win Witness Music Conference under the theme God in the Beat. The conference was held from 3 to 5th October at USB LA Retreat Center and was organized by like-minded God-loving individuals from Kifri district. Zisila took home rupees 1 lakh and will be recording her first gospel original with 5 songs from a professional studio, along with 1 music video with renowned videographer, Cody Jinks from Nagaland. Notably, Cody Jinks won the Best Music Video Director Award in 2020 and Best Music Videographer 2021 for a famous song, Die a Legend, featuring artist Jopolin. Arola Jinger won the 2nd spot, followed by Vitila Sanctum on 3rd place. Arola Jinger will record 2 professional studio recording along with 1 professional music video. On the other hand, Vitila Sanctum is set to record 1 professional studio music. In a 7A-side futsal tournament organized by the All Nagaland Taxi Association for the taxi drivers at El Avilo Futsal Ground, Mirima in Kohima, new reserve team emerged as the champion on Saturday, while AG team finished as first runners-up. 14 teams from nearby areas of Kohima participated in the tournament. The winner took home rupees 25,000 and first runners-up won rupees 50,000 cash prize. Assistant to ANTA Headquarter Treasurer R. Victor Rutsa said that the event was organized for the taxi drivers to maintain cordial relationships with one another and to have some fun time together. Rutsa also highlighted the busy lives drivers have to live behind the wheels to earn livelihood.
Tournament ekta thakibo kado man be sob man khushiwa ahi thaise and then ahine yate friends and lode khila ekjon ge jani ne inia alag parkin holibi friendly player itu sportsmanship thake na sob manue inia khili dia do bishi khushi paise and then man taxi driver han talented players han bi ase gune itu junai dia ase
nai ko bo itu sadi kwan is nai nijar man taxi driver holibi ki ko bo hotai tu khili thakole na pare holibi time de na anta khan ra organize kura gani mohan bi tam khushi ra aise aro next year ke bi nai running trophy hoba next year bi nai mohan bi padak jinda bal ke paise gole do nai nijar la pace ti na khili na jawo guna du partner guna rukhi thakbo
mi khan la sob anta team members khan la collective effort pra mi khan decide kurse ki inaga ekta activities kumba rakhile do amian drivers khan ki bi hodai manu laga gali khan ki kyan huni thage frustrations bishi thage man driver khan bi tu bra inaga activity ekta kurina.
The 22nd edition of NSF Martyrs Memorial Trophy 2022 under the aegis of Angami Students Union kicked off on Friday at Indira Gandhi Stadium, Kohima. Altogether, 35 teams are participating and Headhunters FC defeated Nltv FC by 3-0 in the opening match. During the inaugural event, MLA and leader of Naga People's Front Legislature, Kuzuluzo Azo Nuno, stated that in the field of sports and games, Nagaland needs to be more committed and with more consistency. Notably, the champions will walk away with a cash prize of rupees 2 lakh, while the runners-up team will receive rupees 1,20,000. Also, the losing team finalist will receive rupees 30,000 each, and the losing quarter finalists will be provided an amount of rupees 15,000 each.
Dear football lovers, in Nagaland, football, when we take the game football is always associated with the name Dr. T. Ao, who is and will always be a legend to us, who was the first Olympic football team captain of independent India. When we talk about Olympics in Nagaland, only two prominent names pop up. One is Dr. T. Ao in football, in the arena of football, and the other is Ms. Chakravala Suro in the arena of archery. Even after 58 years of statehood, frankly speaking, it's a matter of shame and embarrassment that we could produce only two Olympians. Now, to my thinking, it's high time we do some thorough research as to why we still lag far behind. Is it because the lack of support from the government, or is it because of ourselves? I think time for pointing fingers at one another, blaming one another should cease at all costs. And we should also try to pick the dirt from our own eye and try to pick the dirt from the other's eye after that. And so therefore,
the first edition of Miss Simenu 2022, held under the theme Beauty with Wit, was held on Wednesday, with Hisole Mark being declared as the first Miss Simenu 2022. Notably, the beauty pageant organized by Rengma Mothers Association was held at CRBC ground in Simenu, with MLA Dr. Nikisale Kere as the special guest. It is to be mentioned that 22-year-old Hisole Mark was crowned as the first Miss Simenu 2022, while the first runner-up title was backed by 21-year-old Ethel Kent, and the second runners-up was adjudged to 17-year-old Christine Tsela. It may be mentioned that the panel of judges included Catalonia Kense Veho, Gloria Tab Rengma, and Melu Pucho, while the host for the show was Rufo Wizo, while Mr. International India Opang Jamir was the grooming master for the event. Union Minister Amit Shah on Saturday stated that the Bharatiya Janata Party-led government would remove Armed Forces Special Powers Act from northeast of India only after installing peace in the region. Notably, Shah, while addressing a public gathering at the inauguration of the newly built BJP office headquarters of Guwahati, said that Rahul Gandhi gave Congress an agenda to remove AFSPA from the northeast if they came to power in the year 2019 for the sake of appeasement, but it was not asked to Shah. He said the BJP we will first bring peace in the northeast and then only will remove AFSPA, which would not happen just for appeasement. It may be mentioned that the Ministry of Home Affairs recently extended the AFSPA, an act that empowers the armed forces to maintain public order in disturbed areas in some parts of Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh for another 6 months. It may also be mentioned that this is the Home Minister's first visit to the region after the extension of the act.
राहुल बाबा कांग्रेस को एक एजेंडा दिए थे। उस एजेंडा में उन्होंने कहा था कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट के अंदर से अपसपा हम हटाएंगे अगर सत्ता में आएंगे तो। उन्होंने तुष्टीकरण के लिए किया था। मैं राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष था, पत्रकारों ने पूछा था कि आप अपसपा हटाएंगे? मेरे को अपसपा तब हटता है जब शांति होती है, और हम शांति भी करेंगे, अपसपा भी हटाएंगे, मगर तुष्टीकरण के लिए नहीं हटाएंगे। मित्रों, आज आसाम का 60% से ज्यादा क्षेत्र इस स्पेशल एक्ट से मोदी जी और हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा के नेतृत्व में बाहर हो गया है। नागालैंड में सिर्फ 7 जिले बचे हैं। त्रिपुरा, मेघालय पूरा मुक्त हो चुका है। मणिपुर के सिर्फ 6 जिले बचे हैं। मित्रों, आज पूरे उत्तर पूर्व के अंदर शांति करने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने किया है। राहुल बाबा।
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi held an interaction with the masses as the Bharat Jodo Yatra resumed from Tumkur in Karnataka on Saturday. During the interactions at Turuvekiri, the Wayanad MP said that the party believes in fighting against those who spread hatred. He also highlighted the fact that the community of the person spreading hatred doesn't matter. The Congress leader also stressed on integrity and unity in the country. Rahul also jibed at the opposition and said that the ideas he stands by irks the RSS and the BJP. He went on to take sarcastic remark that 1,000 crores of money and energy have been spent by financially rich and well-oiled machines to tarnish his image. This was his third press interactions during the march. The Yatra is in its Karnataka leg and marked its 31st day. Earlier, the Yatra commenced on 6:40 a.m. on Saturday morning. Bharat Jodo Yatra will have a grand rally on October 15 and will be halted on October 17 due to party presidential polls.
Who the person spreading hatred in India is, it does not matter which community they come from. Spreading hatred and violence in India is an anti-national act, and we will fight anybody who spreads hatred and violence in this country. India, Bharat, is a union of states. That all our languages, all our states, all our traditions have an equally important space in this union. So I don't just view that as a political counter. I view that as the nature of our country.
The death toll in the Uttarakhand avalanche rose to 26 on Friday after 7 more bodies of trainees were recovered from Draupadi Ka Danda mountain's peak in Uttarakhand. Out of the 7 bodies which were recovered on Friday, 2 were of trainee mountaineers from Northeast. Assam's Dipshika Hazarika and Meghalaya's Tiklu Jwara went missing, along with others. It is to be mentioned that the avalanche occurred at a height of 17,000 feet on October 4 when a team of the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering was returning after summiting Draupadi Ka Danda to peak in Uttarakhand. According to the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, as many as 29 persons, including 2 instructors and 27 trainees, were stranded, and the search and rescue operation is in progress for the search of the remaining 3 trainees. Indian Air Force on Saturday began celebration to mark its 90th year of foundation at the Sukhina Lake in Chandigarh. The celebration theme was IAF Transforming for the Future. Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary lauded the forces and informed that Indian government approved the creation of a weapons system branch for the IAF officers. It is to be mentioned that IAF conducted an hour-long air show which was participated by 80 military aircraft and helicopters, including light combat helicopter Prachant. Notably, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh extended greetings to all courageous IAF air warriors and their families on the Indian Air Force Day. A huge accident occurred on Nasik-Aurangabad road after a private luxury bus caught fire after colliding with a truck. It is to be mentioned that around 11 people were killed and over 20 were injured during the incident. The locals and the police reached the spot after the accident, and the injured were shifted to civil hospital for further treatment. Meanwhile, PM Modi via Twitter condoled for the death of the departed souls and mentioned that an amount of rupees 2 lakh will be given to the next of kin of the deceased and rupees 50,000 to the injured from Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. Dear viewers, that's all we have for now. This is Lomika Chumi signing off.
अरे तूने अभी तक कुछ किया ही नहीं।
अरे ये तो लो क्वालिटी टंकी है।
होशियारी मत दिखाओ, दुकानदार ने 5 साल की गारंटी दी है।
अरे 5 साल छोड़िए, इसका पानी पियेंगे ना तो बहुत जल्दी हम लोग पहुंचेंगे। अंदर का सरफेस प्लेन स्मूथ और प्योर व्हाइट भी नहीं है। आप एक काम क्यों नहीं करते, निप्को ताज का एक टंकी लगा लीजिए।
लेक्चर बंद करो, लगाओ।
भरने दो बुड्ढे को।